Alright, guys, it's time to talk about Bikini Warriors. I mean, Naked Warriors. No, Fairy Tail.
Fairy
Mr.
Tail,
Sin,
yeah.
this is definitely Fairy Tail.
Yes. Didn't you notice all the plot?
Yeah, all the plots. Who will
Anyway,
drown the other in the bathtub first? Find out next time.
well, who knows what you know. But anyway, so the first thing that this chapter did was it basically went around and showcased, okay, these people, they're fighting. Even though it's a hopeless situation, they're still fighting. So that's good. We saw Natsu, who apparently Happy points out, like, oh, you could just obliterate these guys. But Natsu's like, oh, I'm gonna save my energy for the big guns. I gotta think ahead. And you're like, what?
He's showing
Natsu
restraint.
he's showing restraint and actually has matured enough to plan ahead. Holy shit!
Yeah, character
Um,
growth does exist.
yep,
It's an actual thing, guys.
that's what happens when the Tenryou Island team actually is a part of the time skip instead of skipping over it
Yeah,
like we do.
in case you've never read a manga outside Fairy Tail, character development does exist, guys.
Yes. Um, we also see a funny scene with, was it Warren and Sand Guy? I forget his name.
Mm,
Where like he like kicks Warren's in the balls to get him knock some in order to knock some sense into him.
mm-hmm.
So that was funny, I
Yep.
guess.
And the other
I mean,
guy meets Broom once again.
once again.
Yep.
Um, then the second major point was when we saw Mira Jane's fight and or should I say the Strauss family
Mm-hmm.
show up to help Gray and Juvia, and Mira Jane's like, okay, Satan's soul, Selah. We're
Mm-hmm.
like, what? You absorbed her,
Hell yeah.
and now she can use her macro to order people to, you know, not go to sleep on some Conqueror's hockey shit.
Yeah.
So,
She gonna start throwing books next?
yep, that's her next. That's what's gonna happen. That's how. Didn't you know that's how he's gonna defeat? She's gonna defeat the anti-magic user by
By
throwing
throwing a
books
bunch
at.
of books.
Yeah,
I knew Lucy's novels would eventually come in handy, right?
she novels. She's only been writing one, and we're reading it right now.
True.
So, uh, yeah, and then that leads pretty much into the third part, which is Lucy confronting Brandish, who's like, "Oh, I don't really." Brandish is like, "I like you, and I want you to get in the bathtub with me."
Mm-hmm.
And then she's like, and then when Lucy refuses, Brandish is like, "Okay, well, you do realize that I could shrink this entire town and everyone in it, and then we could just crush you like an ant. So you either get naked and join me in the bath, or I kill everyone."
Yeah. This chapter really just showed how OP she is. But
Well, when you really think about it, it's like, yeah, I mean, if she like didn't give a shit and just like wanted to kill them, they'd be dead already.
yeah, I mean, she could literally go to a mountain range, just grab a bunch of mountains, shrink them, throw them at people, and then unshrink. Like,
Not even that. Just the whole idea that she said in this chapter that she could shrink the entire town
mm-hmm.
with and all the fairy tale members, and then they could just step on them like a bug.
Yeah,
So it's it's interesting. This confrontation is gonna be interesting in more ways than one.
of course.
I mean, there's the obvious fan service from it, but it's like, okay, well, Lucy's getting in, so what is she gonna have to do? Is she going to have to sit there and have girl talk or something? I
Like,
mean, I
try
don't
to
know.
drown her and shit. Like, I don't know.
I don't think it's gonna be something that simple.
No,
Like,
of course
It's
not.
gonna be a battle of wits, most likely. Like, I guess they're gonna which most likely, and this is the unfortunate thing, it could turn into a talk no jutsu
Hmm.
type of situation where she somehow convinces Brandish to defect to their side,
Yeah.
or just not get involved at all and
Yeah.
let things play out.
Just very, very odd character. But I mean, this would also be the second instance of some chick being openly like fangirling over another fairy tale girl and being completely les about it. But you know,
What was the other one?
Minerva.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
There's my love.
Yeah, but that was more out of hatred.
Literally called her my love. You can't get any more les than that. Like,
Yeah, but that turned completely around when Urza knocked some sense into her a second time.
and now she loves her even more. It's like, there's a senpai.
Now she's all into Sting and Rogue.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that.
And then you got friggin' Kaguya, who's like, looks like she's embarrassed, but she's not. When everyone's just like little sister, or big sister. I don't know. I can't remember
Hmm.
which one it is, but like sister, she's like, oh, it's funny.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's basically everything. I mean, we still don't. There's still no real advancement. Like, we still don't know why Urza can't use Requip,
Hmm.
and so, and not much progress has happened in terms of the other fights. So, I mean, that's basically it. It was I would say slower in comparison to some of the other chapters in terms of progressing the overall arc.
Hmm.
But I mean, it was still pretty good, I think.
Yeah, I would say it was
Twist,
an amusing chapter for me.
yeah.